One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
2nd down and 8.
Pat to 60. Pat to 60. 19 tight. 19 tight. Ready?
He'll look to throw. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
A nice throw right there. And these fans getting their first look at their QB1 of the future. And I'd imagine it's got to be a big plus for him to get his first start here in front of that home crowd.
I know there's a school of thought about getting your first start away from home so you don't have the extra pressure of that crowd behind you. But I say ride the wave. Embrace it. Go ahead and play to that level, and I think it's going to benefit him in the long run.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And the Vikings have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead.
We see this a lot on 3rd and short yardage, especially down here in the red zone. They're going to sell out to stop the run, try and hold them to a field goal. But once the running back gets past the first wave, the resistance can evaporate after that. And he not only picks up the first, but he takes it all the way into the end zone.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Well, Charles, it's kind of gut check time. Look, I know it's early, first quarter, just their second drive of the game, but they've already thrown the interception, given up the score. You're down double digits. They got to figure out something, and pretty quickly here.
No doubt about it, and when we look at that sideline, I'm sure you're observing the same thing I am. I don't like the body language at all. They look like they're in a state of stunned disbelief. So to me, we always talk about someone stepping up and making a big play. I think it would behoove them if multiple guys step up and make big plays right now. They need something positive to happen, and they need for it to happen now.
They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now.
Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
11, 11, 11. Go.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Nowhere for Fields to turn, and down it goes. Here's Eric Armstead fighting his way through that time to record the sack. On 4th down, Chicago brings out Trenton Gill.
Good coverage there holds him to just a 2-yard return following a punt of 44. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in week 1. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that in the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them all bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams try to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to sell right out of the gate.
Ready.
2nd and 15.
And the pressure gets to him again.
Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
Well, that's the second time he's been sacked so far in the first half. And if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so he can throw the football.
Here is 3rd and quite a ways. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought up a punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
Yard punt, return of 9. And the Bears take over.
Here we go.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. On play action, Fields. Forced out to his left. Nothing to score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Fields. Swings this one out wide for Pierce. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be
under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. When you're down a couple of scores like this, CD, you can't afford too many plays that go in the wrong direction like that one.
Yeah, when you take a good look at it broadly, sacks are better than giving up an interception. But where they are on the scoreboard, they've got to get rid of all of that and just create positive plays for themselves in order to have a chance.
The defense stiffens to force 4th down following that 1st down gain of 8.
Partner, you mind if I take off this headset and put on a coaching headset?
You want to get this running game going?
I want to get this running game going. I'm going down there and saying, gentlemen, we have got to run the football. We've got to get it going right now.
Yeah, to this point in the 2nd quarter, it has been a struggle. That kick, by the way, Charles, a career long.
Well, we did watch him in pregame, and he hit from this distance, so not a surprise. But there still is something exciting about it, carrying it over from practice and pregame to actually doing it in live action.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here. There he goes, left side. Inside the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. Making quite a splash with his 2nd touchdown in his NFL debut. And the Vikings are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. And one play, 75 yards, end zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, That answer is 1, and that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Go.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring it down. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack.
No loss, no loss. Hey, no more Monday. Monday. Angel.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, first half, and now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
And he'll take it just outside the 40. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do.
Come on.
From just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd down and 8.
Panther 11. 65 catch.
They're going to look to throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Ridley. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
Ready? Check, Bobcat.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
And here's a handoff out of the gun.
And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards.
Ready?
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend.
This offense in mid-season form here in the opener. It's 1st and 10.
Ready?
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
But really, that was no surprise there. They've been running it well all game. And I know goals change all the time, but any team will take that type of run each and every time.
19 Lions. Ready.
On second down, here's the option. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. It looked like almost a miscommunication defensively, because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball. But the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
Dragon 60. Go.
He'll drop to throw. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
You got to be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well because of that.
There's Hawkinson in the end zone. Touchdown, Vikings.
A great effort there. Already his second touchdown here this opening weekend.
And the Vikings continue to pull away here in this first half.
Now the point after try for Santos. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
Oh, the return is Jones from the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
Here we go.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hunt. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Fields. That one is caught by Hunt. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one.
Here we go.
A first red zone opportunity of the new year here as they come up now 1st and 10. To throw is Fields.
Flush to his right. And he'll just get rid of it.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Set and ready to rock for the third quarter. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half.
Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
Here we go.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Well, they look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
And he's going to go down again. And Daniil Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground.
Now that's the way to start the second half. Back-to-back sacks. Whatever the halftime speech was, I hope they recorded it.
3rd and long. It's Fields.
Going deep for Hopkins. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. A huge play there for Chicago. 57 yards. And we are keeping a close eye on his catches. A really close eye now because that's number 899 in his career. The next one will give him 900. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field.
Now it's Fields.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass.
And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 14. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And a good physical run that time. He's going to wind up gaining 5 on that one.
That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
And give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
2nd and 5 from the 8. On 2nd down, here's Pierce.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive.
Now Fields.
Eluding the pressure right. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going. Trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the 3rd quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th.
Mechie, the man in motion. And here we go on 4th down. Fields.
And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Trap 60, trap 60. 18 Rattler, 18 Rattler.
Back to throw.
He'll check that down to Gibson out of the backfield.
Just a gain of a couple there. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Another completion there. You know, we think about the draft back in the spring. He was selected, obviously, the #1 overall pick. There's great money with that, but, Charles, I would think maybe an extra burden, too, or is that not that big of a deal at all?
It actually is in the beginning of his career, an added burden, but it's one of those things that if you play well, it becomes something that justifies why you were taken #1. You're fine with that. If you don't play well, it can be an albatross.
And he will find Ridley on the left side. And they're going to drop him well shy of the 1st as he can only make it to the 11. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down.
And here's Ryan Wright now,
as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. It's fielded at the 45. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Fields on 1st down.
Flushed out right.
He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
Now Fields going to move him around. Here's Fields.
Sliding out of the pocket.
He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break contain and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. And since they still have 10 yards to go, they'll just say, let's roll this over to 3rd down and decline it.
Let's just be honest about it. If you can't get them off the field on 3rd and 10, then something's wrong with your defense anyway. No sense in taking that penalty.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
In a game that hasn't gone your way, you've got to throw in the end zone at every opportunity and hopefully climb back in as much as possible. He put way too much on that throw, though, and that shot ends up with nothing.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. In motion left is Hopkins.
On 4th down, Fields.
And the catch made by Hopkins. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. And they'll keep leaning on the running game back to the ground. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. A big play there on the catch and run. 44 yards.
Well, he reminded us that he was a 1,000-yard receiver a year ago as he starts off week 1 picking up right where he left off. He told us at the end of the preseason he was primed for a big year. He just gave us excellent evidence of his belief.
Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10.
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Straight ahead, Gibson.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. 10 more there and another 1st down.
And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
60 Vikings, 60 Vikings. Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end.
And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
That's a nice job of working his way open down in the red zone. Looked that one in and then made a beeline for the pylon. He didn't quite get there, and you want to give a little extra for the effort, but instead he sets his guys up in excellent shape for the 1st and goal.
They'll try to run this one in. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
Good work there, holding him out on 1st down, and this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
2nd and goal from the 1. Now they'll change things around before the snap.
Panther 60, Panther 60.
He'll try again. And I don't think he got in. He did not. They mark him short of the goal line.
They're held again, and do we have a goal line stand brewing? It's 3rd and goal.
A couple extra tight ends are in. 3rd and goal from the 1.
They'll try to run this one in. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
There have not been a lot of great moments for this defense throughout this game. Finally, they have one they can hang their hat on. A nice stop there.
Now flags come in before the kick. Clearly there was contact. Who was at fault?
So it was the defense that jumped, and that'll move them 5 yards closer.
I wonder how they did it. What if they twitched a little bit up front, you know, a little subtle head movement that the officials didn't detect, but they got it done. Now they're 5 yards closer for their field goal attempt.
Santos' kick is up and through. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
After the made field goal, Santos back out there to kick it away.
Oh, the return is Jones from the end zone.
Oh, some strong running.
And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
Here we go.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they knew coming in that this would be a tough place to go in and win a season opener. But this has just been a performance, to be frank, not to be proud of here as they trail big in this fourth quarter. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. Off play action, Fields. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Lewis Seen. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter.
Here we go, shot. Ready, ready.
Now a handoff to Chandler. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Hey, check that. Street. Ready.
They run it with Chandler. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
When people talk about plays being blown up, that's exactly what they're talking about. That's Exhibit A for physical play.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Now Chandler, and he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Well, they certainly didn't appear to be fired up about their options throwing the football. So, to me, this seems like a case of just kind of taking their medicine there, run the ball, see if they could pick up something. Instead, they were thrown for a loss.
Taken in at the 11. A good return there, 17 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Now a 1st down throw, Fields. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Fields changing the play. Looking to throw on 2nd down, Fields. Finds his man, it's John Mechie. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 33. Back to throw, Fields. He'll get this one underneath to Hunt. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. And the offense moving quickly to the line. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields steps away to his left. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
Here we go, Scott.
Fields now to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. John Mechie from 19 yards away. And the Bears are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter.
Here we go.
This opening game has certainly not gone their way to this point, but yeah, that touchdown, maybe a glimmer of hope for the long season ahead.
And no one in this league likes to talk about moral victories. No one likes to really just say, okay, well, maybe something went right. But you're exactly right about that. A little glimmer there, maybe they can carry it over moving forward.
And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Let's go now.
Well, this was not just the opener of a brand new season, but this was a division game here in week one. And to come through with a 1-0 start against a division opponent gives you a little something extra heading forward for the rest of the season.